Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you, like many others at this time of the year, of course it's January, we may all have New Year resolutions that we want to follow. If you want to find out how I got on at my first weigh-in of 2024 with Slimming World, then please stay tuned and I will go through all of the details with you. So today's weigh-in, of course, is the first weigh-in of 2024 for people like myself who attend a Saturday morning weigh-in. Now, this is the second week that I have been attending this group. I have now been fully transferred over from my previous group, and for the last 31 weeks, I have only ever attended a class in the evening, which normally would take place, of course, after work, about 5:30 or 7:30 at night. Now, if you have watched my previous video, you will know that I now go to a class between 7:30 or 9:30 on a Saturday morning, and that was fantastic last week, and it was even better this week, and I will get on to why in a wee minute. Now, an important health update this week is, unfortunately, that I do have a chest infection. I did go to the GP the other day and I feel well within myself. However, I did want to go and get checked out because I had a terrible cough. It wasn't getting any better with over-the-counter remedies, and even with filling myself up with lots of nutritious food where possible, because I've not had so much of an appetite. I wanted to make sure that I was keeping myself well hydrated and getting plenty of rest. Now, an important health update regards that is that I went to the GP. Of course, they wanted to check me all out, listen to my lungs, listen to my heart. I also had my blood pressure done. I also had my pulse taken. And a big concern of mine, I suppose, over the last while has been that I have been a little bit worried about what my blood pressure was before and what it may be sitting at right now. Now, as a nurse, of course, I can take my own blood pressure. I do have a stethoscope, but I don't have the blood pressure cuff itself to do it. So I didn't want to go to the GP, of course. No one ever really wants to go unless they have to. And I'm not a person for having appointments, regularly or anything like that. But when I did go, they checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was 112/81, which is absolutely perfect. It's bang on. It's the best it can be for someone of my age. And again, I'm not an athlete, but for someone of my weight as well, I did explain to the practitioner that I had lost 4.5 stone, and she was really, really pleased and very happy for me, which was lovely. And she also checked my pulse, which was really good, and it was regular. Now, I don't have any, as far as I'm aware, but so far, I don't have any sort of predispositions to family sort of linked related illnesses, such as like cardiac issues, lung issues. Like, I'm not a smoker. I've never been a smoker. We don't have asthma or any sort of like bowel issues or anything like that in my family. So touch wood, that that will stay, and that's absolutely fine. But there are nothing like that within my family that runs as part of a familial link, and I think that's really important just to mention. But before my granddad died in 2021, he was told that he had a heart condition, and he did have heart failure, sadly. But what he didn't know was that he had an irregular heartbeat. And ever since then, it has concerned me that I have checked my pulse multiple times and it's been fine. And I know what a regular pulse sounds like, of course, what it feels like, what a regular one feels like, what that could mean. And yeah, I suppose it's never really concerned me as much. But now that I've lost weight, I am really, really happy that my sort of stats, if you like, are normal. I haven't had any bloods done, any blood work or anything like that done because I've not needed it. But my last bloods were done when I was heavier than I am right now, and they were normal. So I can only hope and presume that they still are normal, and here's to 2024. So yeah, I hope that's just giving you a little bit of an update as to where I'm at regards this week and how this week's gone. But what I will just get on to is saying that I was awarded a little present this week at class, and I managed to get Slimmer of the Week. Slimmer of the Week. So I'm so happy. It's the first week of January 2024, and me, little old me, got Slimmer of the Week, and I haven't had Slimmer of the Week for a long time. Not that I go to expect it or anything like that, But you know, I did lose 1.5 pounds on sort of between Christmas and New Year. And that was the first week that I joined this new Slim World group because it's much more convenient for me. And of course, this week I went again and I had an amazing loss of 1.5 pounds. So £3 loss over Christmas into New Year and after New Year into this new sort of month that we're in now. And I am so happy. It is week 31, so weigh in 31, and I still have not had one single gain. I don't know how long that's going to go on for because, you know, people have holidays away, of course. We've got holidays coming up in a few months' time. We've also got, you know, this sort of illness thing that's going on just now, and your body can only do so much. So I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, but I would like to keep losing at least £1 a week until I go on holiday, which is in the beginning of May. And it's a bit of a special holiday because if you didn't know already, James and I are going on our holiday in May to celebrate our second wedding anniversary. So it's a really nice sort of milestone to get to, you know, 2 years of marriage. But at the same time, I am in a very different place mentally and physically to how I was 2 years ago. And although I had lost weight for my wedding, it was about 1 stone 10 pounds or so, I wasn't as heavy as what I was, you know, when I first started Slim World, when I was 21 stone and half a pound. I think for my wedding I was about 17 and a bit. And then we went on honeymoon to Florida, Orlando, Florida. We were there for just under 2 weeks and we ate everything that America can throw at you in those 2 weeks, or just under 2 weeks. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, but my waistband didn't. And I didn't even look at the scales when I came back home because I was genuinely too scared. And the weight loss has just went on and on and on and on and on ever since. So yeah, I was really, really glad to be able to get on board with Slim World last May. And I'm still on it right now. And I'm hoping you guys are either looking forward to getting on it or are looking forward to getting back on it if you've maybe had a couple of weeks off, a couple of weeks well earned and enjoyed, I hope, you know, by having some time off to enjoy some of the things that we love. And the whole reason why Christmas family time is incredibly important to share with one another. So let's take a look inside the Slim World Slimmer of the Week bag. I love that it's a nice branded bag. Some groups don't give you that. You have to sort of take along your own bag, or you might get like a bag for life or whatever, which is absolutely fine. But the fact that these are recyclable as well, and the consultant was able to provide me one, was lovely. So let's go through the bag and find out what I managed to get. So we have the fruit and nut hi-fi bars. Now I love fruit and nut chocolate. I love all types of fruit and nuts with chocolate, and these are certainly my favourite hi-fi bars. So you can have 2 of these as Healthy Extra B choice, and that's why you can have them, is because they're higher in fibre. You can also have just the one if you want to just use the one up on your Healthy Extra B as well, or you can count, they are 3.5 cents each. I've got my handy little scanner here right now, so I'm going to just double check it for you. My brain's not really working the best at the moment, just with how I'm feeling, so please do be kind. Normally these things just come to me very quickly. Yeah, so they are 3 cents, so really good. But yeah, really enjoyed these. I've had them just the once before, and I tend not to buy them as such. The last time I got sent them were actually from Slim World, but I love them so much that I could just have like 2 of them one day, 2 of them the next, and they are quite moreish. So I think if I'm going to have them, I probably will just use my sins on them as a little snack, maybe have it with a cup of tea or coffee or something like that. So we'll pop these down. Now you can buy these in Food Warehouse or Iceland. I do have a little bit of information about a deal that's currently running on food within Food Warehouse and Iceland as well, which I'll get to in a minute. But you can also buy them in group as well. So we also have Tesco Finest 12 meringue shells. So these are half a cent each, and some lovely person has written the sin value on the front of these. So really looking forward to that. Again, you can make up your own little sort of meringue nests. You know, you could put some quark in the middle, you could get some low-fat cream, you could use fat-free Greek yogurt for a more sort of thick consistency, have it with fruit as a bit of a dessert, or just have them as a little bit of a snack as well. They are quite moreish as well, so I'll pop these down, they're lovely. We also have a tin of baby carrots. So these are a speed food. So I could use these to make soup, I could blend them up, I could pop them in a chili con carne inside spaghetti bolognese. I could use them as a side to fill my plate up with a third of speed food if I wanted to as well. And a little tip as well while I'm here, while I remember, is if you are making up your plate or your bowl of food, whatever it is that you're doing, obviously we want to add as much speed food to that plate as possible where it makes sense. Now, for me personally, I wouldn't go and add a massive bowl of like salad to spaghetti bolognese. I would have lots of vegetables within the spaghetti bolognese already, so I wouldn't feel it was appropriate to go and fill my plate up with more. But what I may do is have a smaller portion of spaghetti bolognese, and I may have a little side salad that I could just take a little bit of to add to my meal or to help bulk the meal up a bit when I'm eating it. But again, I suppose it depends on what sort of foods you do like to eat, what you enjoy. And a tip is to put the speed food on the plate or the bowl first, so that you've got most of those low calorie nutrient vegetables or fruits, for example, on the plate, and anything in addition to that will be less because your bowl will already, or your plate will already be significantly sort of full from lower calorie density vegetables and fruits, which of course help speed up our weight losses as well. We also have a tin of cannellini beans. So these are a free food, but they're also protein because they're beans. And I think these are pretty high in fibre. Yeah, there's 22 grams of fibre in this whole tin, which if you wanted to make your own type of, you know, sort of like baked beans or sticky beans, which is like soy sauce and salt and pepper cooked really on a low heat with baked beans to make a really thick sticky sauce, then you could do that. You could make these into like a chili. You could add in your own seasoning or spices to them if you wanted to sprinkle them over a salad, for example, as well. So they're really versatile, very filling, and very, very low fat. So for half a can, it's only 0.7 grams, so it's 1.4 grams of fat for the whole tin. We have another tin of, these are sliced carrots this time, in water, which again are a speed food and they have no sins attached to them at all. Of course, very good for you, lots of vitamin A, good for your eyesight, etc. We also have a small tin of Heinz baked beans. Now, these are free, so there are no sins attached to these. Just be careful if you're buying these in the shops though, because if you do buy the ones with this little sausages inside, there are sins attached. Not lots, but there are sins, and so it's just to be mindful of picking up the correct ones. But baked beans are a firm favourite of mine. Oh, just knocked that over there. Great. We also have another tin of baked beans, but this time these are reduced salt and sugar. And again, they are sin-free, they are a free food, and they're also good and high in protein as well. We have a container of tomato passata. So this is great for adding into sauces, you know, to bulk them up, to thin them down, to make them go further. If you're using anything like, you know, cola chicken, if you want to make a cola chicken recipe, then this is what you need. If you want to make spag bol or any curries, sort of tomatoey rich curries, you want this in your store cupboard as well. And of course you can add it into many different things, such as soups, stews. You know, it really does add a really good amount of depth to your food as well. And of course it's a speed food because it is tomatoes, There are no sins attached to this, and this one's actually from Aldi. They're a really good price in Aldi, and this is actually generally one that I do buy. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. We also have cup noodles, and I love cup noodles, but I don't actually know how many sins are in this one. Um, this is a katsu curry one, and I genuinely love the seafood one and the chicken one. To be honest, there's not much I don't like. But anyway, this one here is the katsu one. This is what it looks like. And that's the lid if you're looking for it in the supermarket. Now again, because I do have my phone here with me, I am just going to double check the sin value on this because I've sort of stayed away from these for quite a while because I thought they were quite high in sins. And they are 6.5 sins. So yeah, reasonably higher in sins. But again, you could fill it with lots of other things like chicken, vegetables. So you really could have your own katsu curry, ramen style noodles at home for 6.5 sins if everything else that you add to it is sin free, which is not too bad, to be honest, for a Saturday night takeaway, Friday night, or maybe just a really warming bowl of delicious, nutritious food. So again, not too bad at all. And the last item is a little bit more difficult to pick up, but I'll try my best. Trying. There's several items in here, but they're all together. Anyway, let's pop this bag down. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 delicious carrots. Now, I think that I might make up a nice carrot and coriander soup because I have 2 tins of carrots and all of these as well. And I think that would be a really good way of using up what I've got without spending any more money. And it will also be a really good boost for my weight loss for the week ahead. I'll pop these down. There we go. Sorry for moving out of shot there, guys, but I do need to sort of put them over there on the worktop, so please do forgive me. So what I will just do quickly is get my book, and I will just say that this is what the new book looks like. And for me and many other people joining at this time of the year, it's completely blank unless you have been awarded an award already. Now, I don't have my Summer of the Week sticker or certificate because lots of new members were joining today and I didn't feel it was right to be like, oh, can I have my sticker? Can I have my certificate? So, of course, I got my bag, I got the food. Of course, said thank you very much to the consultant. It was a very uplifting group today, very positive, and we spent our day or morning, shall I say, going over the full plan, basically from scratch. So regardless if you've been a member for as long as me, since last May, you've been a member for 5 years, or you've been a member for 1 week, or if today was your first week joining, we all got the same talk, which I thought was really good. It was very uplifting, as I said, in my opinion. I left feeling really motivated, and I left seeing other people make that sort of light bulb moment like, I've got it. I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it work for me. Look at all of these people around me. Look how well they've done. I'm going to do that. And I think that was a really nice thing to be able to see. And I can understand why the consultants get so much out of that when they do see people's eyes light up and they do see people smile and they see people come back time and time again for support and encouragement from their peers. And it was a really, really lovely little group today. So what I will just say quickly is that there are some changes within the book, not with regards to what you can eat, but the way that it is described. Now, because Slimming World are, of course, very strict regards copyright, I'm not going to go up and show you through the book as such, but what I will just do quickly is say that there are, I would say, more easy to understand sections within the book now. I feel they're much nicer laid out. I feel there are much more sort of stop and think pointers on the page. And what I will also say as well is that there is a page at the back, which if you do have this book or you're going to be getting this book, I'm just going to get the page up on here. So, yep. So basically what it is it's a what I'm going to do this week sort of section. So I think there's 5 or 6 weeks in here where you can write down what your personal goals are for that week. You can write down some ideas. You know, you can really take this book and use it to the best of your abilities. For me personally, I think the new look of the book is much more positive than the old one. And of course, there have been old books, you know, every year I think there's a new one that comes out. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But what I will say is that, you know, for new people joining, it needs to be fun, it needs to be interactive, and you need to get the most out of it as possible. And of course, we all need to be accountable, we all need to be mindful of what we're doing and why. But if we don't have the right resource, then that's going to make it much more challenging. And for some people, some world does just click. Other times it can be a wee bit more challenging for people to get their head around as well. But that's why your consultant's there, and that's why hopefully some of my videos will be helpful for you as well. And what I will just say, as I said earlier, I've got a little bit of information about Food Warehouse. Is you can get, so it's slim and save. I don't want to show it in case this is copyright as well, so I will just read it. Slim and save this January an exclusive 10% off your whole shop at Iceland or Food Warehouse, plus 3 for £10 on selected meals, which we know about already. But it does say that new members can also use a £5 off a £20 spend voucher from inside your new member pack, which is a triple saving. And you can redeem it at the till by showing your membership card as well. So the deals are only on for a certain amount of time. And I believe if you sign up for a countdown on Summer World just now, you will get a free Food for the Soul book, which I think the deal runs until the end of this month. I think it's the 27th of January. So my plan is to sign up for a countdown at the end of the month. So fingers crossed I can still get my book. But if not, then if it does look interesting to me, I might just purchase it anyway. But the main thing is to continue to always track everything and use your app. So I hope this has been a helpful video for you guys today. My current weight loss in total is 4 stone, 8.5 pounds. And I am just blown away by that, to be honest. I really am. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope to see more and in some ways less of you as we move forward into 2024, as you will be successful with whatever weight loss plans you do have in place. So please take care, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.